So we have a wonderful, another one of those modern, peaceful Muslims who hear us and then they say, "Oh, Taliban are against the Sharia. Not all Muslims are like that. Not all Muslims think like that. Not all Muslims, majority are not out there to kill gays." He says that gays, etc., etc. So, I mean, how do you? What do you feel about this, so, brother? Let me ask you. Let me tell you something. It's not the Taliban who are not following the Sharia. It's you who is not following the real Sharia. So let me share with you some incidents of your prophet's Sharia. So, these are Sahih Hadiths. These are, this is how it is. There you go. Jamia Tirmidhi 1427, that the prophet said to Ma, he asked this guy, "Is what has reached me about you true?" He said, "What has reached you about me?" He said, "It has reached me that you had relations with the slave maid of the family of the so and so." He said, "Yes." So he testified 4 times, and he gave the order that he be stoned. So now imagine your prophet ordered the stoning of some guy for having sex with some slave girl, and there's no evidence that it was by force, so it could be consensual. Consent doesn't matter in Islam. He ordered. Now imagine 10, 20 people are just throwing stones at this guy. How would that be? Well, there's another one that is actually a bit more descriptive. So blah 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 blah. "Oh, Messenger of Allah, I have committed adultery." So this guy says. So he turned away from him, and then he came from the other side and said, "Oh, Messenger of Allah, I've committed it." So he said that 4 times, because you need 4 times. You need to say that I did it. So he was taken to Al-Hara and stoned with rocks. He ran swiftly. So now he's being stoned. So he ran away. He's like, maybe I made a mistake. I should have kept my mouth shut. So he ran swiftly until he passed a man with a camel whip who beat him with it, and the people beat him until he died. So Prophet Muhammad he sentenced him to stoning, to death. And then another one. This is about a woman. So a woman from Juhayna confessed before the Prophet that she had committed adultery, and she said, "I'm pregnant, Prophet. I'm pregnant with this other man's baby, so please don't stone me to death." So the Prophet called for her guardian and said, "Be good to her, and if she gives birth to a child, then tell me." So he did so, and then he gave the order that her clothes be bound tightly around her, so she was bound by her own clothes. Then he ordered her to be stoned, and she was stoned. And then later on, he performed her namaz janazah as well. So, there's so many of that. So, don't come to us with your whatever, some wishy-washy cleric that you hear, and then you say, "Oh, that's not like, because I'm not like that, my father is not like that, therefore Islam is not like that." No, Islam is like that. You might not be like that.
Totally. Also, did you just say the Prophet performed her funeral prayer as well after that incident?
Yeah.
How performative is that? How twisted are you to order that and then go and pray at her funeral as well? Like, that's just so disgustingly performative.
There you go. There you go. So this is where they come out of. Even though they want to be good people, but they can't, because it's Islam that holds them back. So he's saying, well, they had sex out of wedlock. So have sex out of wedlock, and then you be stoned to death. So by that logic, if that is not cruelty to you, then by that logic, why are you worried about the Taliban putting bags over the faces of mannequins? Why, that is nothing compared to that. So why are you more worried about that? Why are you saying that that's not real Sharia? So, you guys are just lost causes.
If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone.